Let's
Thank you. But
go
we're
for
gonna
it.
kick it gangster.
Get you. I love to kick this off like this because if there is something to trap the attention of someone is complicity. And if on this summit or whatever we want to call it, I have complicity with someone for a long time, that is you. Geneva Coach G, my gangster coach. Welcome here. It's so terrible to do this when you know someone so well. Welcome, my love. Welcome here.
You. Thank you. Thank you.
I did want to tell you and ask you who are you, what you do, but what you want, like, just give like a title and let's
Sure.
go to the meat of this thing and let's talk about we are in the life of each other for quite some time. I cried a lot on your shoulders. We've worked in many different things and I love you. And it's not BS. I don't say I love you for I love you, I respect you, I go to you each time I have a crazy idea. And you remember many months ago, exactly when this started to be on my, I was going to say my belly, no, having that, like on my brain. So Coach G, Geneva, my gangster coach, the woman that I go and I want to be slapped in the face with the reality. Bring on. Who are you? What you do? Let's go for it.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Rita, thank you. And I love being in your life. I also love the fact that you trust me enough to come to you with the truth when you want reality. And it's not even like the reality shifting. I'm not a manifester. I'm none of that stuff.
No, you don't like
Not at
that.
all. I am not kumbaya. I am
I
let's
am much more
handle the
kumbaya than
business.
you. Yes.
Far, far, far.
Mm,
Compassionate, empathetic, 150,000%. But
mm,
really, when it comes down to wanting to see a fierceness in people, in women especially, you guys have become my heart. I mean, my clients currently are in their 70s. They're all over, but I have clients in their 70s. And this whole entire gangster coach thing that has
gangster
come
coach.
up,
My gangster
yeah,
coach. Mm.
it was like somebody one day said, "What if you could name your energy, what would that energy be? Are you a superhero? Are you a goddess? Are you like, a sacred animal or something?" I'm like, I'm none of those things. Goddess, no. Sacred animal, no. Raised by a bear. My mom's a bear. She'll just rip your face off. Like, don't mess with her people. But when it came to me and I was like, what is this energy that I feel? And I'm mopping my floor at work because yes, I work full time plus and I run a business at the
Oh,
same
that
time.
that that is a goal. Like we can touch that in a second because let's
For
be
sure.
honest on BS because we
Exactly.
will start like if you are watching this, let me give you some perspective. I'm in this moment in Benidorm. I crossed the globe because I was in South America. At the same time, yesterday, for example, when we start the summit, I was crossing half Spain. And at the same time, I was doing, and that is how some women do things. We overload ourselves. I always imagine, that picture of the circus, that image of the circus of the lady, normally Asiatic, with the plates, and now even more difficult. Yes, you can host a summit for 276,000 people, but you cross the globe and you think it's okay to have jet lag and him. So, geez, one of, and sorry for all of you who are listening, G does things as they need to be done. Point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jumping, and sorry, I just want to do a moment here. Taking a second and deciding that you want to be a coach or a healer. I'm going to like the lack of sleeping. It's insanity if you are never an entrepreneur and you drop your business, you drop your work and you jump into the pressure of finding clients when you don't even know who you are as a coach or a healer.
100%.
Sorry,
100%.
I was
100%.
always an entrepreneur. I grew up as an entrepreneur. My parents are entrepreneurs. I never worked for someone else. And God knows the scared feeling that that gives to me because that is how my brain works. Now, waking up a day and believing that you could do this, because in the other side of what you do, you can close the business and go back home. Now, when you are a coach or a healer or whatever, you as someone who transforms lives or
Yeah.
give or share information, then help them transform lives. You
Hmm.
are attached to them. It's not something that you close the restaurant or you close this and you go back home. And I don't know when, I say, I know, during pandemic, someone had the intelligent idea to convince all these in special women it was easy. It's not easy. You know, G, you know how many hours I have been working on the last 7 weeks. It's easy when you figure out your modus operandi. But I just did want to tell you this because from all people then we have in the community, I believe you are one of the few who still have a job. And guess what? You are doing much better than the majority of other people. That is another story. And I just did want to talk about this. Like,
Sure.
the pressure of going from one to the other, it's so big, it's so insane. But come back to you. Just a second. I will
You
edit
know what?
this.
Well,
I will edit
well,
this for a special highlight.
I will definitely talk to that because the reason I became a coach was my history is because my son had passed away. My family lost three people in 22 months. Each one of them, if you guys love numbers, were 11 months apart, not to the day, but 11 months apart to the month. It was first my oldest cousin, my son, and then sandwiched in by my other cousin. And so, of course, I'm already a manager. I've been doing that for over 2.5 decades at that point when my son had passed away. And I was in retail, fashion retail. And so,
Now let me tell you how beautiful you look today.
thank you, thank you.
I like,
So hence,
oh yeah, we are on opposite sides. Yeah.
I had that job, and I also have the job that I currently do, where it's a grocery store. It's an ethnic grocery store. So I'm a butcher. I'm the everything lady, the butcher, the merchandiser, the customer service manager, the payroll lady. Like all of it is me. And then we have a little bit more in our team. So this job is like walking distance. My other job, my fashion job that I had, it was like a 6 hour day of traveling alone. So I thought,
Really?
okay, yeah, I can do a business. Yeah, 3 hours one way, three another, because I was very, very far away from my house.
The
When
shock. Okay.
my,
Okay. My
yeah, when my
respects to you.
son passed away, it was just before COVID. So our stores were closed. And as a griever, I didn't stop. And as a person working in the grocery side of the world, I didn't stop. So everybody had this COVID break. I did not. I kept going. And so I realized this morning, laying in bed, I was like,
It's
oh my
very
gosh,
morning for you. What time is for you?
8:15,
Oh,
8:15, eight
not so
sixteen.
bad.
This very
Still jet
morning,
lag. Yeah.
I realized how much energy I dispelled or I pushed through, worked through, ran through, jumped through over these last 5 years. This is the season now where my life is actually climatized, where I don't care if I'm running a business, I'm not giving up my full time job. And during that whole process earlier, 3, 4, 2, years ago, I thought it had to be one or the other. I didn't think it could be both and so now I have
And
this rhythm where I have
it
my full-time job. I know when I'm bringing in my clients. My business is open from 7:30 to 10:30, 7 days a week in the evenings, right? I don't take calls in the morning because I'm like, oh, I can work out in the morning. Then I can head to work. Then I can come home.
we had that talk 300 times before. And
Yeah,
so it's I know you for a lot of time. And I just I love I always did fell in love with you since the first time we met. And you remember very well, I told you I have nothing to sell to you.
correct.
Um,
She didn't
no,
want me, guys.
no, no, it's not true. I always felt I always felt then you and probably because I resonate with it, you are very unapologetic
Yes.
on because now I'm reversing engineer. Sorry, I'm slow, I'm blonde, and my brain is jet lagged. But you never, or at least I never felt that you never question your abilities and capacities as a gangster coach as you are, because you still are having your other job. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense on this, like I'm trying to shift things here. It's so easy, and we are talking about that. It's so easy for people to, oh, I just need to be a coach because if I still have another job, that means I'm not good enough.
Oh,
I'm getting there. That do I making sense? Like
yeah, it does. But the whole thing is like there was this idea that you had to go all in, like you get coached. What I was thinking about
you
this
get
morning,
the
like I was saying,
certification. You get the
yeah,
certification
yeah,
alone.
you need all the certifications, and believe me, I have a lot.
350. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot. I fell into, well, the other thing was I had never been a coach in a business. I'm a coach in my job, but I'd never been a coach in my business. So I was
You are a
looking
great business coach.
for, thank you. I was looking for um the pathway to understand because it's new. It's new to me. So how do I set up my business? What type of business? What's
Mhm,
the strategy? Blah 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 blah. There, all that stuff is new to my brain.
mhm,
So I dived in.
mhm.
My credit card was swiped and swiped and swiped and swiped. It cried. I had
You
other credit
and
cards.
90% of the people watching this.
Yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, it wasn't all about business. It was also about grief
Yes.
because I spent so much money in the process of grieving. It wasn't to make me feel good, it was to get me grounded because in that time, I didn't feel grounded.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like I knew what I knew, but I knew I needed to do something else. And as long as you feel like you need to do something else, you're going, 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 going. And without the
I
grounding
believe
part,
you can call it imposter syndrome today.
no,
No.
no, it wasn't imposter syndrome because I
No,
never felt like I
is
wasn't
that
good
thing.
enough.
No, I know what she is because you know my modus operandi. I am like that. I go, 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 because feeling it's hard. And there are people as me and you, and I'm putting myself in the same team than you. It's like we get, we don't say we will, we say we did. And the chase for the next thing sometimes it's the pain is so deep because we are so sensitive, even though sometimes we don't look like we are so sensitive, then allowing ourselves to feel, um I don't know, it's just I totally understand you because I never felt imposter syndrome on this journey of being a coach. Never in
Nope,
any moment. I
nope.
I never had that. I never, sometimes to raise prices, maybe, but that as well because I cross-pollinate from different markets. But
Yeah.
what I know is like we just keep going because learning, the experience of learning is very relieves, gives like a balance of feelings of it kind of makes the pain less.
Um,
No,
no.
no,
What
no. Bring
this is
on.
interesting. It's interesting. I'm not my grief path was very different than most people.
Mhm.
I'm coming from a very well-loved, grounded background
You come from a
inside of
beautiful
myself.
family. Yes,
Yeah, like I
yes.
told you, my mom's a bear. So she was my grounding, the anchor in my grief period. My family, my friends, like I have an incredible, incredible abundance in relationships. Like my crew does not play around.
Mhm.
They're phenomenal people. And
Mhm.
so I had that. I know a lot of people don't.
Yes.
That was part of
Yes.
that was part of my thing because I thought, how can I come out here and coach when I'm not coaching from a place of pain? I'm coaching from all of the abundance. I'm like, you're hungry, my table's big, come and eat, like just done. However, where I got lost in the details was, well, who are you coaching? What are you coaching? What is your niche? Like all of that stuff was new. That's what I had to learn. And, I had to go through the first 3 years of my business with this mindset that I'm a baby and I don't know anything. So I spent the money to find the teachers, even if it was for one sentence. I dropped the money because I was looking for the grounding in the coaching business. That's the thing I lacked. And I didn't want to just do like, follow my direction because this is how I do it. So you could do it too, because that didn't feel good to my body.
No,
That's
no, no. And
I
there is something where we resonate. Like I always tell, I don't coach, I share. And I know one phrase I told you, then you did
yes,
love. And I
yes,
will tell it was social media is your own playground.
exactly. And that right there freed this concept in my brain where here's the other thing. As a griever, your brain is like Swiss cheese. Simple concepts sometimes can feel very, very hard for you because you're navigating internally and your brain is looking for things that are consistent with your life, right? Well, my son's not here. I'm not going to get a phone call from him. How come I'm seeing him? Every skinny, tall kid with lots of curly hair looked like
Oh
my
my
son
God.
from the back. Like these were the things that are happening on top of I'm learning about coaching. I'm
Mhm.
learning about how to navigate this business.
You're going to
The
make me
coach is
cry.
looking at me going,
Yes.
just who do you help? And I'm like, I don't know. Like people who need love?
I that is
Doesn't that make
so
sense?
that's yes, yes, let's talk about it. Like I get so annoyed. And that you know me for years. Like I think my healing did cross a lot. So the love everyone and not saying what you really feel is a little bit gone. So
Mm,
there is an issue on this market. And for me, the issue is there is a bunch of business coaches out there, majority men, majority American, who have a dynamic of thinking about things who not necessarily like what is success for them is different what is success for me, what is success for you. We are talking about this the other day about payment plans and things like they go at the 5,000 and the 10,000 and it's the 100,000 per month, and it's like what is success for me, it's not what is success for a kid. Well, I'm 44, so a kid who is 20 something and is teaching crypto. Like it,
Yeah.
we are playing different PlayStation games. And in special on the market, even if you don't, if you say then you are not kumbaya and etc. In special of the market of healing, and I don't want to say it healing, it's like going through the process of grieving, because that
Mhm.
have been my process as well of my life since I was 10. But the way then is you find your people not need to be in a box, then you niche down to the detail many times. Your niche will find you. I figure out a way to niche down without niching down. I start calling people's, sounds weird, can start calling people's names. Like now we are wolves, we have been a lot of different things before. Now, when you call in something, people will draw, like you need it. I understand from the business perspective. Then if
Mhm.
you know, then you are working with women 40 plus who I want to make, I understand, but as well, there is something that is bigger than what they put it on the box. Then is an interaction and a frequency. Then you have it, and I know you have it very well. And people are going to be drawn to you. And maybe you don't want to make $100,000 per month, you
Mhm.
just want to change or help people to change their life for better in a certain way. And I believe that is the big issue. Is the big issue is there is a lot of different versions of success, but we all bought from the same coaches and the same things. And many of us bought the success ideas of other ones. I remember like 2 years ago, did want to do 10K per month. I was coaching that. And now I want to help as many people as possible and share as too many people as possible the tools so we can change the world. So my version is very different, but I understand how someone in special who used to manage and are grieving at the same time. What my question is, when did you felt and you didn't want to help other people? And I'm saying help
Um,
because
I
I
think
don't
it
know if
was
the
just
word.
I think it was just thinking about what am I going to do after I'm finished in fashion retailing? What am I going to do afterwards?
Mhm.
And so that's what I was working towards. I had this conversation with my mom. She's like, "Do what you've always done, Geneva. You're a coach." And I was like, "Am I really?" I was like, "My
I need
son,
to
what do
meet
I
you.
do?" Mom,
I need to meet your mom.
sure. My son says, "Mom, you're the only person I know that can tell a person off and they want to hug you like you gave them this incredible
It's
realization
true.
about themselves."
It's
My
true.
daughter's like, "Mom,
How many times I send you a message and say, can you send me a hug? How many times in our life I text you and ask you a virtual hug?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true." So my family already knew. I just didn't know. So I was like, okay, so there's a path here. What do I do? Women's empowerment. The grief really, really, really is what I think launched it because,
It was where I met you,
yeah,
was how you put things. We shift a lot on the last years, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
that's
At
true.
least, um, but What was the intention?
The intention was for people to be free.
Mhm.
I was just, when I got into the crux of grief, even in grief, people want you to niche down mothers, families, dads.
Uh,
So I was doing it. I was changing my mind like all the time. I'm going to help dads. I'm going to help because I could just see these people hurting and it was really stressing me out. So I fell in love with unresolved grief.
I
And
love
this is
grief.
where my work is today. And that's the grief that you never dealt with. That could be the childhood things. I mean, listen, everybody who's watching this, I am not a healer, okay? I am
No,
not
she say not.
a
It's not true. Don't listen to her. But
no, 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 no. Listen, follow me here. I'm not a healer. I am not a spiritual anybody. I'm none of that stuff. My brain works A plus B equals C. Okay. If you are not feeling good about who you are, I want to know where that showed up for you. I'm like, you could call me basic Becky, okay? I want to know where that showed up for you. When we get to where it showed up for you, we're going to blow it up. That's where the gangster fierceness coach part comes in because I was tired of seeing women who are 60s and now even in their 70s who are coaching with me still feel the pain of something that happened in high school. Okay. High school.
why?
I'll
Why?
tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's sometimes because it was out of their control. Stuff happened to them that should never, when I tell you never have happened to them, happened to them. And that is like my skin right now is like vibrating. Right? Like that's where this gangster coach fierceness comes in because it's like being raised by the woman I was raised by, I can't conceive something like that happening and your parents not ripping somebody's face off. Like I can't conceive it. I can't.
We had
And
this
so
talk.
it
We had this talk thousands of times
yes.
before.
Yes. So it makes me like I'm gonna say emotionally gangster violent. Okay. I'm like,
Emotional based violence.
yes,
Ah,
yes, yes, yes. That's where that fierceness comes up in me. And I realized when
mm,
I was coaching a woman who had had a very hard situation when she was 4 years old, when we went back and we were doing her work, she said, Geneva, or she goes, Coach G,
Coach G.
when I saw your face when I was telling you this, I felt so safe and protected. Now, I didn't know it was gangster
Okay.
energy.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't
let's
know.
just stop it. If
I didn't know.
let's stop it now. People watching this probably have followed me for quite some time and have some knowledge about the crazy life that I had been living and what ticks a lot of crazy boxes many people did dream in life. I am very picky. I love my community, but I'm very picky with the people that I cry on the shoulder of. Um, and I always told you this. Point one, your energetics come out when you are on video and when people can listen to your voice. Oh, probably in person as well. I never had that experience. Point two, there is few people in the world that I feel safe with, and you are one of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's
Mm.
the more pain you endure in your life, the more scared you are of trusting people.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this for any other reason than the reality. There is something about you that make us feel safe. And Uh, I never, I never went to therapy what I should. I never went to therapy in my life because each time I tried, I never felt safe.
Mm.
I never, it's do you have you see people as they are without the judgment of the majority of people who are whatever they are, psychologists or whatever they are, or healers, or
Mm.
you are there for them. You are present, you listen to them, you remember. And let's be honest, in this market, it's full of BS. It's a lot of people promoting themselves, saying things, and not a lot of them being. And if there is a person who are, is you. So sorry
Thank you.
to interrupt you.
That's okay.
But
That's okay. I tell you, I appreciate that because that was part of the uncovering. Everybody's like, what's the is it USB or your UPS or your
oh,
unique
unique
selling
selling point?
point?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
even have it
US.
right.
No, it's like I normally say that I have a gift, and I do have a gift to find unique selling points of each person. Uh, but you were when I met you, I felt like a tsunami. I felt then even though I don't know how many years was before I came to Madrid the first time, like 3 years ago. Like I vibrate your brilliance, I'm missing the word I was going to say in Spanish, like how beautiful and big your soul is and your heart is. And at the same time, you
No
put the
nonsense.
thing, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like straight to the point. And as well, here goes. You are made for people who want to change.
Yes.
You are made.
100%.
You are made. Your work, your gifts are made for people who want to change. And for example, me, I have been helping people and now I shift. And I think this is a healing process. I am an appointment and I want people who want shit done. I'm sick and
Yeah.
tired of people flying on a mayonnaise, like we say in Portuguese. Like, do you want it? Go for it. Don't I remember very well a moment that we had together. Someone was telling they are not something around this. They are not getting more followers.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Oh,
And
I do. I
and
do.
you totally told that person like focus in what you have right now. Like stop
Correct.
thinking about what you don't have. Like go to the
Hmm.
100, 200, 300, 3,000. Go
Yes.
and message. And that is where I am right now because during my and I still have a lot to heal. But during my process of healing, of grieving,
Hmm.
I I did want everyone to love me and to be happy. And I went not the extra mile, the extra continents for the
Yes.
person
Around the globe a few
around the
times,
globe,
actually.
literally.
Yes,
And
literally.
and and you and guess what? You attract people who want to be babysitting. Not you. I was attracting people who need or want to be babysitting, not necessarily want to take action. With you, people need to be ready to go.
Yeah.
And that is gold because it's so easy for people to say, oh, I want to feel better. I want to heal. I want a business or whatever they want. But
Yep.
there's a big difference between what they want or what they say they want and what they really want. And
Two the same. Yeah.
you are there for them to move.
100%. That's my whole thing. Like I want to blow up the trailers that you are carrying with you because you don't need them, you know. And again, it's my mom's fault. Like
It's my
I always
mom's
tell her,
fault.
Mom, Yeah, everything's her fault. I'm like, Mom, you're demoted. My problems are not from you. You're demoted. And she's like, What? Why am I demoted again? I said, Because you're not my problem. Society's my problem. You're not my problem, Mom. She's like, Okay. So, there are people who can blame their parents, like 80% of who they are is from their parents. But I was like, Mom, yeah, 50, 45, 32. I go, Mom, you're like 1% my issue. I don't have those issues. My issues actually came from school.
Oh,
When I sat
we
down and
talked,
I
we
really,
talked, we
yeah,
talked
yes,
about that this week.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it came from school. And when I realized that that's where it came from, it was a societal tribal thing. It wasn't a home tribal thing, an internal tribal thing. My mind was blown. I was like, that's why, Mom. Like you're 0%. Because
Oh,
she's the first person that will put herself between me
in the world.
and anything coming my way.
Hmm.
150. She's like a freight train and she's tiny. She's tiny little thing. Right? I'm
I
taller than her,
can,
bigger than her,
I,
louder than her. She'll
I,
just show up and your face is gone. Like she's amazing. Um,
but
so
okay, you are needed
coming
in the
from
world.
this,
You are needed in the world.
but Rita, listen though. In my coaching, I was scared because I didn't have
Imagine you're
the,
scared.
yeah. I was like, I don't have that painful background. I have an abundance background with my mom.
Mm. Okay,
How am I
that,
going to be able to support people?
oh, we had
Right?
this
Because
conversation a
usually,
lot. Yes,
yeah, what does everybody say?
yes.
Oh, you are going to
Because
coach
we went
two
through the
steps.
pain and we understand the lack and we can.
Correct.
So
Correct.
how?
And you know
So
what my
okay,
mom
how you
said?
how yeah? What your mom said?
My mama said, my mama said,
My mama said.
the reason that you are great there is because there's zero judgment.
Yes,
There's no like, oh, you went through that. Well, I went
I
through
went
this.
through that.
There's no
Yes,
comparison.
it's
You're
not.
just like, what did you go through? Oh my God, come here, come here. Let's get in that memory. Let's change it. Let's rip people's faces off. Let's do what we have to do for you to feel free. Don't worry, I got you. Like that is what happened. That was like the breakthrough that I needed. And then it took some more time because I had to undo the thoughts of you have to have a persona, you got to be like this, you have to do this, you have to do that. And I'm like,
Yes,
when I work, the
in
only thing I have to
my
do
brain
is hit.
cannot imagine you with doubts. My brain cannot imagine you with fear.
Well, it was because I'm thinking to myself,
Mm.
if this person ever looked at me and said, well, did you go through this? My answer is going to be no, not even remotely. So then the person could look at me and say, how could you help me? Right. And
Okay,
I was like,
I can tell.
okay,
I
how
can
can I help
tell.
you?
I can tell. Stop. I can tell. I went through a lot of things. Then I privately talked with you. And I did know that was a totally different island or planet for you. So I'm downloading the information. I'm trying to grasp. There is something about, okay, the person who comes to you needs to be very honest with themselves and to you so you can hold them.
Correct.
That is a point. And that is where I tell people just just badass, brave people are ready to change and to heal and to go to next step, a next level of life. Because it's much more easy to numb yourself and keep going on it. But I did know you did not went through a lot of things that I was sharing to you. But I did know I was safe with you. I did know, even though I did know you went through terrible, painful grief thing in your life, a moment we all have griefs, and we talked about this a lot of times. Grief can be a lot of different things, not necessarily someone who's not with us anymore. But
Mhm.
you hope there is, and I am picky, there is something about being on your arms, because that is what you do. Then there is no, I will tell, probably the best feeling is to be on your mom's arms or like when you are kids, and you give that to us. You give that safety. I'm here. I'll be that gangster ghost, and we are going to destroy whatever is coming. And allow that person to be on the process of something. And in the same way, like that is the reason why, for me, imagine you without some questions in my mind. It's like, it's almost weird because if there is a woman who, in my opinion, have all the answers in the world, it's always you.
Depends what we're talking about, of
No,
course.
but you know exactly what I mean. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
it's, I have a monster admiration for you.
Thank you.
And I always told you that people need to listen to you talking, because it's
You're
when
right.
Brian, your like your magic comes out. And and you have been doing that. And and this many times we have been present in same calls, helping people, co-creating with other people. And many times, because that is what we do on the co-creation calls and etc. When when you raise your hand and you want to talk, I say, okay, she's going to tell what I want to tell, and I'm holding space to not punch someone in the face. And I love it. I love it because I know you so well, and I know that you are going to come and do what I want to do. But I kind of, because I'm hosting, I'm kind of holding space for the things. It's like, yes, G, go for it. Why? I okay, there is something I want to talk with you, because there is something that I believed, for all the pain and grief that I went through my life, on especially on the last years. I felt really guilt, and I could not manage the two realities. When
Mhm.
we go through a lot of trauma in any form, shape, or whatever,
Yep.
and we have moments when we are in the healing process, and we have moments and we found ourselves laughing. I found myself a lot like, why are you laughing? Why do you feel happy?
Mhm.
Why you then you lost this, or you did this, or you went through this? Why you are like, kind of, I felt, and I just want to bring this to the
Sure.
table, literally, because I think it's so important. And I think since it's 7 days business revolution or whatever we are doing, um, there is a lot of women who don't have more success
Mhm.
because they feel unworthy. And many times
Mhm.
they feel unworthy because of grief. And that grief can be of losing someone, can be from trauma, can be from a lot of things.
Yep.
I know you laugh, and I know you have a lot of happy moments.
Mhm.
And I feel that I'm allowing myself to have them. But can you
Finally.
create can you create a bridge here? Do you know where my brain is going? Do you
I
can
do.
probably,
I do.
you can framework this in a better way than my tired brain and jet lagged one. But
Sure.
I know there is a lot of women who feel they don't deserve more money, they don't deserve to find love, they don't
Yep.
deserve to have laughs, they don't
Mhm.
deserve to, they just deserve to sabotage themselves and hurt themselves and drink
Mhm.
themselves out and whatever. So,
Mhm.
and I was on that for a lot of time.
Mhm.
can you help us? Can you tell something